Dear students, today we are going to discuss about functions of an average under measures of central tendency through Sugan economics. So in the previous class we have discussed about meaning and characteristics of measures of central tendency. So the measures of central tendency is otherwise called averages. So here what do you mean by measures of central tendency or an average? An average is a typical value or a single value which represents the characteristics of entire mass of data or group of data. Right? So in the previous class we have discussed the characteristics. There are 9 characteristics we have discussed. One is averages are rigidly defined, easy to understand, simple to calculate. The meaning is based on a mathematical formula and it should be based on all the items. It should be capable of further mathematical treatment and statistical treatment, and it should not be affected, unduly affected by a single value or a group of values, and it should have sampling stability. So these are the points we have discussed under characteristics of an average. So now today we are going to discuss about the functions of an average. Functions of an average. So you take the first point, a quick understanding of complex data. So quick understanding of complex data. So here the averages facilitate us to understand a complex data. For example, you take into account of in a class of 60 students, and it is not possible by a person or a teacher to remember the marks secured by all the 60 students in a particular subject. But instead of that, how it is possible for us to understand the marks obtained by a particular group of students? Suppose here we take the marks obtained by 60 students and you take the total of all the 60 students. So here suppose you take mark as x, here marks that is 60 students marks are entered here. Now you can take the total. This total is equal to sigma x. So now you have to calculate an average value, that is x bar value. So sigma x by n, so that is equal to sigma x by 60. You will get an average value, right? So now here if you are having 60 values, that is marks obtained by 60 students, a complex data, but here after calculating average you will get a single value. So here it is easy for us to understand the complex data with the help of an average. So that is the first function of an average. So the second thing, it facilitates comparison. It facilitates comparison. So here it is easy for us to compare one group of data with another group. For example, you take here there are 3 groups, group 1, group 2 and group 3. So the average income of the group 1 is rupees 10,000 and the average income of the group 2 is rupees 15,000 and the average income of group 3 is rupees 20,000. So here we are having 3 average values. So 10,000 is the average value, average income of group 1, and 15,000 is the average income of group 2, and 20,000 is the average income of group 3. Now it is easy for us to compare the one group with another group. So here easy for you to tell which group is having higher income. You take into account here the third group is having higher income because the average value is 20,000 rupees. And here you take into account which group is having lesser income. Here you can compare these 3 values, and the group 1 is having the lowest value or the least value 10,000 rupees. So group 1 is having lower income. So in this way it is easy for us to compare one group of data with another group with the help of averages. Then here the third one, know about the universe from the sample. Know about the universe from the sample. Universe is nothing but the total. Sample means a group of people selected from that particular total. So suppose a group of 100 students, we are having, and now we are selecting 20 students from this 100. So this 100 is called universe and this 20 is called sample. This 20 is called sample. So now you are calculating average for this 20 students, right? The marks obtained by 20 students for any particular subject is given. You can calculate the average value for 20. So here this average value, suppose you are getting an average value of 55, x bar for this 20 students is equal to 55. This 55 should not only represent the 20, it should also represent the 100, right? So here we know about the universe, so we can know about the universe with the help of sample, with the help of averages, right? So number fourth one, it helps in decision making. So here you take into account of business decision making, the averages are very much helpful. Suppose you take into account a firm A is selling a particular commodity in the market, and if the firm wants to make any decision on its production, so what it has to do means it has to analyze the sales value of a few months. For example, you take what is the sales value for January, February, March, up to July you take, and you can take the average, whether the average for a particular period goes on increasing means definitely the firm has to make a decision to produce more. Suppose in the month of January 31 days, right, you take an average for this 31, and for February it is 28. Suppose you take an average, for March you take average, and April, May, June and July, right? So now you are having 7 averages, and you take the average of the average. All the 7 values should be added and you can take an average. So here you can compare whether the average sale of a particular firm goes on increasing or not. According to that, the firm can take decision. So if the firm wants to make any decision, not only for a firm but also for other field, if any decision should be taken, for that averages are very much helpful. Then it establishes mathematical relationship. So here averages are used and it will provide some mathematical relationship to study any concept or any problem. So these are the points you take it for the functions of averages. So here the first function is quick understanding of complex data. Now the second one, it facilitates comparison. So here with the help of sample value we can understand the universe, and it helps in decision making and establishes mathematical relationship. So students, kindly go through the video and understand the functions of averages. Dear students and viewers, those who are not subscribing Sugan Economics so far, kindly subscribe and click the bell button. Then only you will get intimation whenever we are uploading a video. Thank you friends.